My baby's gonna mess around because I said I'm so. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Ooh, I did it again. And then in your heart, gotta love it. Yeah, oh, baby, baby, baby. The way you laying, don't make a sound. I know they're watching, and I say waves. These waves are on fire. Boom, what's up? It's me, Renaldo Zaimi, with another banger. This time, it's a lecture. These types of lecture that I'm creating, they are very, 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 very difficult to experience, but very easy to explain. So, today, it's about the waves of life, the waves of motion of life, and how to endure them. Well, the simple answer is God. It is only God, as you can see right here, that can really get you through all these waves. And you should let go of your ego, you should let go of your pride, you should let go of your negative traits, and you should open your ears and your vessels and listen and accept God's beauty. Now, one beautiful thing in order to open your vessels is first you have to get rid of all the dirt. I like dirt, I like dirt, I like dirt, I like dirt. This is Red Hot Chili Peppers, by the way. You have to get rid of all the dirt. For example, let's say that you do drugs. Well, drugs will get you away from God. I'm sorry, I said it. I meant it, and I'm here to represent it. Even though a lot of people might claim that, etc., etc., but the drugs, the alcohol, pornography, all these excessive social media, whenever I am like in these secular social media algorithms, I'm like, wow, baby, wow, I lose touch from God. And also one thing that I have found out is that if you really, 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 really scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll, the algorithm, in a way, gets you through very, 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 very crazy mind trips and mind games that after, if you do that one night after the other night, it's like you have lost touch with God. You have lost touch with reality. And you are like, you are becoming in a way crazy. And once you become crazy, you allow the waves of life to really like hit you, right? And when I say waves of life, I mean like you go like berserk, with life. Some people, they go berserk by showing extreme anger, and anger stems from fear, right? Some people, they go into crazy depression, a wave of depression. Boom, they break down. They become mentally broken down. And I have found out that one thing is that social media, in a way, in the algorithm of social media, it's like music. If you put yourself into listening, like, let's say, like all that hip hop trap BS that they are creating, and you do that again and again, you start like to become like very aggressive and all that. You're like, wow, whoa, whoa, whoa. If you listen, for example, to a lot of depressed music, whether you like it or not, you're going like to be like, you know what I mean? So it's like, okay, here and there you might really wanna like, like pick and choose like some good pieces of art, right, that they have been created. But if you, or like with social media, sometimes you want to scroll a little bit and know that if the algorithm treats you right. But at its core, if you really make it a part of you, these type of things, um, they really, really, really play a very, very negative thing, a very negative role, right, in your life. So you have to really, really, really protect yourself. First of all, as we said, you get rid of stuff, right, of bad stuff, of negative stuff in your life, of toxic people, of toxic environments, because the people create the environments. If you allow people to oppress you, right, with their stupidity, at the end of the day, whatever you do, however strong you are or you might become, it is just wrong. You know what I mean? So what you really have to do is like you have to cut off completely, like cut it off. Like in the movie 127 hours, Aaron, in order to get off that rock, I've said about this movie. In order to get, spoilers alert, in order to get off the rock and to save his life, he had to cut it off completely, his own hand. You know what I mean? Now, of course you do. No, because if you didn't know what I mean, you wouldn't have been here in this video, ladies and gentlemen. So, now, in order for you to move on in your life and to succeed, first of all, the waves, right? You know what I mean. Like, there comes a day that it is like extremely difficult, man. It is extremely, extremely, extremely difficult. It might be a day of sadness, of sorrow, of deep depression, of melancholy. God forbid depression, of melancholy. It might be, or it might be a day of extreme anger, or it might be a day of things just go wrong. You know what I mean? Or it might be a day where in your business you have like extreme stress, or it might be a day of extreme anxiety, of paranoia, whatever. Now, the thing is that difficult days, right? Let's call them a difficult day. The thing is that these waves, they pass. You know what I mean? They come and they pass. But when they come, you have to be prepared, right? So, in 2015, right, and why I'm trying like to tell you all these things right now with 2015, basically 2016 and 2026, right, as we are talking right now. In 2015, before I got into 2016, right, and I got into here in the four walls, I used to be a very weak person. I used to be defeated mentally. My mindset was crap. I was broken, heartbroken, broken mentally, broken. I was like a stick in the water, right? And I was going here and there. And whenever the waves of motions, right, they would come, they would just take me right, poof, splash, and I would be right 1,000 meters away and then back again here and there. And what I was doing at that time, because I wanted to suppress all these waves of motion and the difficult days of life, because life is not, it's not a difficult life, but it is difficult days inside life. You know what I mean? Life is also, there are also beautiful days, right? So it's not just a difficult life. There are difficult days inside the life of a person, of a human being. So what I was doing, in order to suppress these waves of difficulty, was everything that I'm preaching against right now, at this moment, right? So I was hood ratting, going out, blah, 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 like an idiot, wasting my time. Um, Drugs, pornography, alcohol, cigarette smoking. Right now, because as I have told you, like my right hand, I did a stupidity out of a wave of motion, because I slipped on a corn field, and because of some idiots that I placed myself with these idiots, with these toxic people that I cut off, and they don't seem to really, really, really understand what cutting off means. So I went and I punched a tree. In the third time when I punched that motherfucking tree, I went through an uppercut, the idiot that I am, and because the tree is flat, boom, and it hit my two, right? My two knuckles right here. And the two knuckles they went in. And now I can do push-ups, I can do pull-ups, and you know how it is. You don't do one day, you don't do one a week. And now, in order to suppress all that energy that I'm having, I'm smoking here and there cigarettes. But don't smoke, right? So, and once it gets healed fully, going back, baby, to the real thing. So, here and there, like a stick, broken, defeated, weak, mentally, whatever, right? Whenever the waves of motion would come, I would suppress them with all the negative things, which made me even weaker, even more defeated, even more broken, even more here and there, and they made me a person that right now, if I get into a time machine and I'm looking at him, it's like, we you are me, you have my surname, you have my name. There's no way. You know what I mean? There is no way that me and you, we I used to be like you. You know what I mean? That this 10-year period of my life, it has been a tremendous, it has been a tremendous period of transformation. And right now I'm realizing it. And it was extremely difficult. I made it because I was weak. Even more difficult than it has to be, right? Because of these toxic idiots that if they keep on trying to befriend me again, I will fuck them up. I don't want snakes in my circle. So, sticks. I used to be a stick, right? Here and there, right? Now, after all these years, I transformed from a stick. I became a rock. The waves of motion, they still come, right? 2 nights ago, I couldn't sleep. A reel appeared, and it was the scent of a woman. And it was Al Pacino, man. Al Pacino. Right now I understand how great these actors, they really are. Because when I used to study cinema, I was studying more like the directors. You know what I mean? Like how everything, like the motion. Now I'm understanding the actors. And now I understand how great Al Pacino is. And he's like, what life? He was looking right there, you know. What life? I got no life, motherfucker. But he was like saying it with such a pain, you know what I mean? And I went like to smoke. I went like 3 o'clock. I smoked, and I went like into a um into a bench, you know what I mean? And I was staying like in the bench. It was 4 o'clock. Everyone was sleeping, and I was like, what life? I got no life. I'm in the dark here, and it was playing again. You know what I mean? It's like on repeat, especially when you take your phone and you get off away from the Wi-Fi, you know what I mean, of your house, and you go out, the reel keeps on playing. What life? I got no life. And I started like smoking and crying and all that. And then the next day, that wave of it changed. It became like into an anger. It became like I will fuck everyone up who tries like to really get to really like sabotage me, or I'll fucking kill them, you know what I mean? Like literally kill them. Literally. Like I have transformed myself so fucking much. And when I was angry, God is testing me, right? I saw a kid, right, that used to bully me, right, when I was a kid, and I remember how what a bastard he was before. Like he started bullying me and all that. I used to wear the Brazil T-shirt because at that time my father, like he wanted me like to become a football player and all that BS. And I was like very R9 phenomenon, Ronaldo 9, and he didn't have a Brazil T-shirt, and he was like, "Yo, can you like lend me the T-shirt?" And I would give him. He would wear the T-shirt. That fucking rat, that fucking piece of shit. He would wear the T-shirt and the number 9, and he would like play football, like street football, and he would score and all that. And then after like 1 year or two, I don't know like what happened to him, man. And he started like bullying me. But when I say like bully me, like to the point, like after all these years, when the wave of motion comes, if I see that motherfucker, I'm gonna kill him. Like not beat him, like kill him. When his head hits the pavement, then it's breaking it like a motherfucker. You know what I mean? Because you have to protect your peace, you have to protect your humanity, you have to protect your dignity from every motherfucking rat. Because I was in Greece, and here in Greece there was a lot of racism, and because Albanians, they used to do a lot of bad stuff. I don't know what people might think. Oh, like here in Albania, let's teach him a lesson. But I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I can go in Domoko, in Malandrino, and I don't care anymore. Malandrino, Domoko, they're like the prisons in Greece, the most high tech prisons. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you have to protect yourself. You have to protect your dignity. Dignity above everything, you chief Sharopt. Dignity above everything, o pederasta the Grecies. So, you become a Delta Force. You know what I mean? And when I say Delta Force, you have like to become very strong. You have to become extremely strong. From a weak, drug addict, heartbroken, weak, defeated, no confidence. You have to, I'm sorry, but you have to take all the pieces of you, and you have to put them back together. And from 2015, I didn't stop doing that. And the only thing that separated me from a stick to a motherfucking rock, it was time, desire, and repetition to do it again and again and again, to educate myself, right? To become stronger, to become tougher, to endure all the waves, year after year, day after day, month after month. You know what I mean? And to really, really, really become steady, become motherfucking steady at your core. You have to be a steady person, a strong person. And you gotta fight for your life. You gotta fight for your freedom. Okay? So, desire to become better and to get over obstacles. The obstacles that will appear, they will appear. You can't do anything, right? What you can do is that you have to become stronger in order for people to not make it even worse. You know what I mean? You're already broken. You're already poor. You have a bunch of assholes, a bunch of idiots. They are making like your life even more difficult. Why? Oh, because they find you weak. Oh, like here, the kid. Let's bully him, right? But if you get a knife, right? If you get a knife and you start knifing each and every one of them, then what is gonna happen? Their mothers will be like, "Oh, the Albanian killed our sons. Oh my God, you shifshar up the peace. Keep your sons in their own lane. Kurva mutit. Shifsharatzen. Bithshira mutit. Keep your sons in their own lanes. Don't make your sons gangsters, because they are not." So, Delta Force, this is Maduro right here. This is kidnapping, no BS. This is kidnapping and Techim Motran. Delta Force. You have to become Delta Force. You know, all these people, you know, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, all these guys, they might not be like, if you send them like to a mountain, right? They might not survive, right? But if you send like 3 Delta Force, of course they will survive. But these people, they have created such a core inside of them when it comes to business, when it comes to empires, you know what I mean? You might look at them and you might be like, oh, they don't look like tough. Inside of them, trust me, they are, or like in their interviews, they might not like play a tough role, or they might not like be angry or all that stuff. But inside of them, and Steve Jobs, rest in peace, Steve. But inside of them, they are like very, 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 very strong. When it comes like to empires, they are Delta Force. They are like the top of the top. There is no like, you know what I mean? And you have like to become that if you wanna succeed in your life, right? And the only thing that separates you, it is desire and repetition. And of course you are going to fail. And time and effort and focus. And that desire and repetition to make you a rock mentally and to be steady, it is also the same thing that can happen if you want to be like a champion. You want to be like, you are a regular type of dude. You want to be a boxing champion, right? The only thing that separates you is this thing. Of course, the talent, right? But it is desire, repetition, focus, work ethic, stop doing bullshit, drugs, hood ratting, all that BS. Get away from all that environments, right? Focus on yourself. Focus on your life. Protect your dreams at any cost. That's it. It is so simple. God runs the show. God runs the show. That's why you have to have a high faith for God. You know what I mean? You have to know that God is with you, and you have to open your vessels to experience the light of God. You know? So, and if you have mental health issues, like I do, and they call me crazy, right? It is again God. Again, it's God. It is God. It is God. It is God. God. There is only one God. And God can take you away from everything. Everything. Right? Away from all these Satanists. Okay? For this, away from all these demonic people. Right? And their demonic agendas. And their oppression. It is 2026. They act like it is 1997. These fucking idiots. Fuck you all. So, without any further ado, I love you all, ladies and gentlemen. You know, one night you might cry in a bench. The other day you might be extremely angry. The third day, nothing happens. The fourth, it might be still difficult. And the fifth, you just come out of it. And you fly. Boom. And you fly high, right? And you don't fly high with drugs, right? You fly high by being happy, successful, by loving your family, by allowing your family to love you, and by being in love with God and life. So, without any further ado, I love you so much. I hope I'm awakening you up. And who said it? Mick Jagger. Mick Jagger, shut the fuck up. That you are. He said like all the artists, they should be there to entertain and not to like do politics and to lecture people and all that. Shut the fuck up. You were a fucking drug addict. Shut up. Shut up. You have made songs about the devil. Shut the fuck up. Nobody cares about your opinion. Get the fuck out. You already know who was like the star in your band. I forgot like his name, the guy like who died. He was the star. All the others, you were a bunch of whatevers. So, getting people out of dark spots, out of dark places, right? Awakening people. You might be a loser. You might be weak. You might be whatever the fuck you are, right? You might be a punching bag, right? Trust me, you can change. You can change. If you do these things, desire, repetition, effort, again, build your body, build your mind, educate yourself, make your dreams come true, do it again, blocking all the negativity, blocking all the environments, blocking people's opinion. Don't go into stupid environments. Don't get involved with shit, because at the end of the day, even if you are clean, you will still smell bad, right? Avoid negative energies. Avoid people with negative energies. Do it again. Desire repetition. You know what I mean? And move forward. Never go back. Trust me. Without any further ado, peace and love, right? But when somebody comes and attacks your peace, be ready for war. Boom!